Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to This Week in Marketplace. I'm your host, Eddie from Brickrod Garage. Up first is this 1995 Brickyard 400 wrecker. That's right, you heard me right. This is a wrecker that was used in the Brickyard 400. And man, is this truck pretty awesome. It's a 1995 original wrecker used in the Brickyard 400. Chevy 3500. It's got a 6.5 liter diesel with a 5-speed. 16,800 original miles. He has the original headliner that was recovered but not put back in. Original paint, runs good. Norma wrecker bed. Nomar wrecker bed, not Norma. Wheel lift, bed, winches work as they should, no leaks. $12,000 your best offer. Any questions, they will answer you the best they can. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but I've glanced at wreckers a little bit. And for $12,000, just a wrecker in general, this is an amazing deal. Then you have the fact that it has this really awesome Brickyard 400 patina on it with a manual transmission and the 6.5 liter diesel. I know some people are not big fans of them. Either way, it's a diesel with a manual. This thing would be a blast. Now, there's two things you can do with it. Well, there's many, but here's my thought. Either you leave it as a wrecker and just enjoy it, or I would take the wrecker boom off of it and the stinger on the back, take all of that off of there, and just leave kind of the utility bed and make it a tow rig. Lift it up a little bit, put some bigger wheels, leave the paint as it is because I love the patina on it, but just make it your tow rig and leave the winches on there. So then if you need to help pull something up on your trailer, it's already wired into the truck. That's what I would do with this. But either way, no matter what, for $12,000, this is going to be a fun truck to take to shows and show people, look at this. This is used in the Brickyard 400. It'd be really cool if you could find a period correct car that ran in the Brickyard 400 and tow it behind there to different shows. How cool would that be at Radwood or something like that? Up next, I have this awesome C50. Now, funny thing about this is located in Pensacola, and last time my wife and I were down there visiting family for Christmas, I saw this at the tattoo shop that the owner of this truck works at or owns. Not sure which one. I'm assuming they're probably the owner of the tattoo shop if they're driving something like this. But I remember driving by, I look over and I'm like, that's pretty awesome. Show my wife this truck. I'm like, hey, do you remember? She's like, I do. That truck is pretty cool. My wife's pretty awesome. If you guys already didn't know that. All right, this description at the end is pretty funny, so hang with me here. Cash sale, only make offer, sorry, no trades, custom built Chevy C50, 1967 Chevy C50 cab, custom hand-built bed, 1980 Chevy C30 one-ton dually chassis, power steering and brakes. It's got a rebuilt 1970 Chevy 350 motor, headers, Flowmaster exhaust, 400 turbo automatic transmission, floor shift static drop and lowered, wood stain bed, turnkey daily driven, one owner truck. One owner truck. That's not the funny part. That's at the end, but that part is a little, what? Please have your funds in hand and permission from your spouse or parent before negotiating. Anybody that's ever dealt with stuff on Marketplace, I get why they put it, but it always makes me laugh when people put that in the description. Ask your significant other's permission before we talk about this or we're not having a deal. This truck is $26,500. Now, that is a lot for a truck, but these C50s, when they're done like this is not an uncommon price. And it's sitting on a C30 chassis. So sitting on a square body chassis, meaning the aftermarket support for this chassis is limitless. There are so many companies that make stuff for it. So he's done the hard work. And this handmade bed is pretty awesome. Once again, this is a patina truck that I would leave as is. Now, some of you might be tempted to paint it, and that's fine. Me, I would just get out there and enjoy it. Maybe upgrade the motor or at least put some fuel injection on there, make it a little more reliable, a little more streetable. These are things I would do, but honestly, you can get in this truck and just have fun for $26,500. It's already done. This one takes me back to high school. This truck screams late 90s, early 2000s. I know I say that a lot, but guys, I graduated in 03, so these kind of trucks speak to me because the ones I remember, it's like my parents' generation when they see the Novas or the vans that painted up. It's like, oh man, I remember that. This one, yeah, I remember these kind of trucks. But let's get in this description. I have a very nice example of a 94 Dodge Ram regular cab step side. This is a fully custom truck with a 408 CI V8 stroker engine making 465 horsepower. Automatic transmission with fiberglass console with a B&M shifter. House of color paints. The truck has a full air ride, 4-inch lowering kit with sectioned rear clip and narrow ladder bar diagonal 3-link. Located in Fort Wayne, Indiana for $22,795. Now, if you're looking for a good show truck, one that's already done, and you've got some money to blow, this would be a kind of fun one to do. Yeah, it's $22,000, but for all the work that's been done in it, you are not replicating this truck for that money. And now it's time for one of my favorite parts of the show, Creator Spotlight. The part of the show where I take a little bit of time out to highlight some creators that maybe you haven't heard of, or maybe you have, and we get to check in on them and see what they're doing. And this week, we get to check in with my friends Michael and Lee from Treadwear. So let's check in with them.
I'm Lee.
And I'm Michael.
And we're with Treadwear, and we build cool stuff like this right here.
Yeah, we're car culture conservationists. I don't know, it's a mouthful, but we really just like to answer questions like, what if James Garner and Scooter Patrick had driven a Bronco in the World Rally Championship in 1979? Things like that.
Absolutely.
They would have driven something like this.
Absolutely, they would have. This is definitely what they would have driven.
So this is the last build we completed, but what we're working on now is just as cool, maybe cooler. I don't know. What do you think, Lee?
Oh yeah, it's absolutely going to be cool. I don't know if it's going to be cooler, but it's a
69 Daytona Charger.
wide body.
Yeah, wide body, turbocharged.
2013 Challenger platform.
Yeah,
So
and that one answers a different question. Like, what if a bunch of guys or a couple of guys had driven a Daytona on the Cannonball Run?
Cannonball Run in 1979.
I guess we're stuck on 79.
Yeah, we are. I don't know why that is, but
yeah, but if you want to see cool things like that, come check us out.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you, Michael and Lee. It is always awesome to get to talk with you guys. Make sure you guys are following Michael and Lee because you don't want to miss out on all their crazy builds because they've got some awesome ones in their past builds. Go check out and watch them. They've actually recently gone back and documented some of their past builds they didn't get to put out on YouTube because they have it all and they're going through and explaining some of it. And it is amazing. My favorite is the Trans Slam. It's always been my favorite build of theirs for a long time. And my wife even said when I was there, she's like, "You're really geeking out about this, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, these are guys I followed for years and I'm hanging out in their shop." So watch the video at the end. You won't be disappointed. And thank you again, Michael and Lee, for popping in and saying hi. Meet Bigfoot. That is what the seller calls this campulence. This thing is awesome. Meet Bigfoot, the wildest four-wheel drive camping rig around. Rare factory Quigley 4x4 with the highly sought after pass-through cab to the box. Campulence has light built inside of a modular bed, seat belts for 7, portable bucket toilet, that's important. There's a fun way to access the roof, finish out as desired, simple 460 engine, starts up and drives, but most value is in the four-wheel drive conversion. New tires, upgraded brakes, less than 70,000 miles on the odometer, versatile, haul your ATVs, dirt bikes, mountain bikes, kayaks, can sleep inside and add a tent or two up top. Awesome storage components. Get out there and live it before you kick it. We have used on our farm, so no experience with cross-country trips. Delivery could be arranged for a price. Yes, dings, rust, scrapes expected with the age. $14,900. Guys, they're not wrong. The Quigley four-wheel drive is something very desirable, and the pass-through cab, meaning it is like a real camper, but it's an ambulance. So it's got all of the more industrial style boxes. So for $14.9, this thing has so much potential. It just needs a little love, or just leave it as it is and get out there and enjoy it. They've got out there and enjoyed it a little bit on their farm. They've enjoyed it on their farm. They got some really cool pictures. And for the price, I think this thing would be a lot of fun. If you and your buddies are looking for something to haul your ATVs, dirt bikes, like they said in the description, to a trail and have a place to stay, this would be awesome. This would be a really fun adventure rig to fix up and do an off-the-grid thing or camper van conversion. Just finish it off, because it's kind of a rough conversion. It's kind of like, hey, we kind of gutted the inside a little bit, sort of, and it's ready. $14.9. Don't think this thing is bad at all, and I think you'd have a blast with it. Last but certainly not least is this Toyota half-track project truck. Yes, you heard me right. It's designed to be a half-track. This thing is awesome, and it's only $4,000. Yes, it's $4,000. Up for sale is a 1988 Toyota 4x6 half-track unfinished project. It's a 1988 Toyota that I put the running gear from a 1984 under it and stretched it 33 inches to accommodate the tandem and tracks in the rear. It's got a 4-cylinder 22RE, automatic transmission with AC, runs and drives. Interior is good except 2 cracks in the dash, clean title in hand. All 7 tires are 37-inch Humvee, air over spring suspension in the rear with heavy load blocks. $4,000. Now, guys, this is a project. I want this. I've seen the ones where they put camper beds on, like Vague Industries is doing his lowered Toyota pickup that he's making his own camper. How cool would this be to finish this off and put a camper bed in the rear and really make this a crawler overlanding rig? Yeah, I know the last 2 are overlanders, but I think overlanding would be really fun. I've never done it, but I think it'd be a lot of fun to try. And these last 2 vehicles, especially this Toyota, would be a blast. Now, I know everybody loves the 22RE 4-cylinders. But with all that weight, I'm thinking you're going to want to upgrade it to something with a little more power, like maybe a 4-cylinder diesel or something like that. That's what I would probably go with. This thing's got a lot of potential for only $4,000. I think it'd be a blast. You could even just fix it up and leave it as is and make it a flatbed and just make it an off-road monster or a mini off-road recovery rig. I mean, the 4-cylinder, if you have everything geared right, it'd be plenty to go where it needs to go. People swear by these engines, and some people in their crawlers leave them in. I don't know with 3 axles how well that would do, but who knows? Maybe it would work well. Now it's time to talk about the upcoming events in the automotive world. We've got a few coming up pretty quickly that I want to talk about. Up first is the GM Tailgate Tour taking place from March 25th to the 29th. This trip's very similar to Power Tour, except one big difference. It is only open to GM trucks. So if you're a Chevy guy like me or a GMC guy, it'll be a fun trip. You know, you're going to be in Tennessee and some other places, and just for 5 days, you're just hitting some back roads and nothing but GM trucks. Coming up in May is Hyperfest. It is May 17th through the 19th in Virginia at Virginia International Raceway. Now, I found out about this last year. I saw a lot of people posting about, like, what is this? Like, I don't know what this is, but it looks amazing. It is an insane automotive event that has a little bit for everybody. No matter what kind of automotive thing you're into, they've got something there. Road racing, they've got drifting, they've got off-roading, rally, a burnout competition, a car show, and it's open for the entire family. So if you're looking for something to do on a long weekend, this is a trip you probably should plan for. Eventually, I'd like to go up for a day just to check it out because it looks like a lot of fun. And last, let's not forget about Power Tour, happening June 10th through the 14th, hitting 5 cities in 5 days, all back roads, with over 6,000 cars. It is the world's largest rolling car show. And if you want to go, you need to get tickets like as soon as possible. Brickrod magazine waited a while. I think this might be one of the longest times I can remember in recent years that they waited to release the dates. Like Power Tours in June, and they released the dates like 2 weeks ago. I looked at them like, cool, because you have your gold pass, your silver pass, long hauler, and multi-day and single day entry. The one I really wanted to get was the long hauler to get the plaque, but I saved like $40 because that one sold out. Like I literally had it in my queue and I did not realize. So if you're going to register, make sure you have all your insurance information about the vehicle you're driving, license plates, all these things, because you have to put that in there, which makes sense. I didn't realize that when I went to register. And since we're taking my wife's vehicle, yes, we're driving a minivan, but I don't care because I get to go on Power Tour with my entire family and help celebrate my son's 13th birthday a month early. It's going to be amazing. So I had, anyways. So I had everything in the cart and I had the long hauler pass selected, and I'm like, this is awesome. But I forgot I didn't realize I didn't have my wife's. So I had the long hauler pass selected. But when I was registering, I did not realize that I had to have all this information from my wife's car. I'm like, oh, I'll do it later. Yeah. This is my cat Vader. Actually, it's my daughter's cat. I say it's my cat, but he loves my daughter the most. But he also loves the kitchen. And then like the next day, I saw that the long hauler pass was sold out. A little bummed because I didn't get to get the plaque, but because I really wanted it for my son's birthday, I thought it'd be kind of a cool thing for him and I both to get a plaque to commemorate us doing this as a family, that we got it, especially with the 30th anniversary. I've got something figured out I think I'm going to do for him so he still gets something afterwards on his birthday. So if you want to go on Power Tour, make sure you buy your ticket as soon as possible because they're going quick. And I've talked to people, they said they've never seen them go this fast. I'm just excited that myself and my family get to go on Power Tour. If you guys know of any upcoming automotive events in the US or around the world, let me know because I would love to talk about it and learn more. Thank you guys so much for watching This Week in Marketplace. Let me know in the comments what your favorite vehicle was this week. And until next time, happy hunting, everybody.